Want my love, baby, earn it. Yeah, dancing on my own. See if you can follow. Got me feeling alive. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. 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 Hear me now, I do what I want. Are you ready now? 'Cause it won't be easy. Only get what you work for. Gotta go all out. Whenever you see me, don't be wasting my time. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. 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 Hear me now. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. I do what I want.
Good morning. What's new, pussycat? Hey, how the hell are you? I hope this is like riding a bike. Well, it has been a minute. My goodness, what's the date today? 7-Eleven. Oh, it's 7-Eleven. That's right. Free Slurpee Day. You know, the one by my house, I asked my husband, oh my God, do they still let you do that? They used to let you bring in, and I'm not kidding, whatever you could fit under that Slurpee machine on 7-Eleven Day, fill it up, baby. My husband said he actually saw somebody one time with like a white, kind of like a Home Depot bucket, but white. Can you imagine? I might have to take myself to go get a Slurpee. I haven't had a Slurpee in 100 years. Did you guys miss me? I missed you. Actually, I've come to the conclusion that I think I'm one of the only people on YouTube that doesn't. I don't want to say this to make it sound like, oh no, don't sub to me. I don't work very hard at this. Okay, there's two reasons that I'm in this seat. Still on this app after my better sense told me, oh my God, girl, you've already gone through withdrawal and rehab and like you're clean. Why do you want to go back? But damn it, some things never change. But honestly, I love to talk. I need somebody to talk to. And I want to wear my clothes. And I really like you guys. We're gonna have a little story time. Don't worry. I'm gonna tell you where I've been and why. Isn't it obvious? I was off getting a facelift. Damn, I wish. No, I was deathly ill. But first, but wait, there's more. Um, you know what's really interesting, and I mean, I've always known this. Um, I 6 weeks, y'all. No YouTube. Nothing. I was still getting clips. I was getting emails. Y'all, I was so sick, truly, that I was afraid it might tip the balance and it might kill me if I watched this shit show. And then of course, what I always knew. Like, girl, don't worry if you decide to go back, it'll take all of 24 to 48 hours to get caught up. And oh boy, is that true. Now I don't know everything, but most things have stayed the same. So I'm gonna say hi to the kids in class quickly. And then, I got a couple little things written down here that I wanna mention. Some about some current events. And then let's drag Betty. Come on. I mean, damn, Betty, nothing's changed where you're concerned. You're still ugly as shit inside and out. My goodness. Oh wow. I To say that I was shocked when I laid eyes on her for the first time in 6 weeks, which was about 2 days ago. Wow. Wow, Betty. This, thi- mm, you're not living right or something. I don't know what it is, but um oh goodness. Yeah, if anything on my phone, an app, any social media, anything um caused me to appear as she does, oh, I'm dropping that shit like it's a bad habit and I can't drop it fast enough. Okay. Oh, guess what happened this morning? I got up quite late. I thought it was, based on how dark it was in my room, I thought, oh, well, it must be about 6:30. Um, and I've been getting up really early lately. So imagine my surprise when I looked at my watch and it said 8:08. And I was like, oh shit. So I sprang out of bed and went into the kitchen to get my morning, wait for it, tea. You guys, I have not had a cup of coffee in 6 weeks. And you know what? And I don't think I'm going to pick it back up, at least not now. Um, and more on that in a moment. My illness. Uh, but what I have gone to is, I'm calling it tea, but it's really not tea. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's celestial seasoning. No, not seasoning. Celestial seasons, peppermint tea. Well, how can it be tea when it says no caffeine on the box? Hell, I don't know. All I know is listen, when I get up in the morning, I need something warm. And I was so sick that oh God, it was everything I could do just to like get myself from the bedroom to the couch where I would stay all day. Not watching YouTube. Y'all, if you need any movie or TV recommendations, I'm the one to ask because trust me, I've watched everything on all the platforms. I have actually had to move to other languages now. I'm almost done with Spanish. I've moved on to some of the Dutch productions, which are actually really good. Um, yeah, I don't get it with the tea thing. How can it be tea when it has no caffeine? I don't know, but it tastes damn good and I love it. And so now instead of 6 to 8 cups of coffee a day, now I have 6 to 8 of these peppermint tea. All right. So I'm going to say hi real quick. You know how quick I am. And then we're going to have a little story time about where I've been. And then I have one Betty video pulled up. Oh, goodness. Yeah, this was the first I saw of her when I was on QB's panel the other day. Okay. And I'm pretty sure my dragging skills are, I'm sorry that I was born with those. Those are never going to leave me, whether I'm on YouTube, not on YouTube. This is more on that in a moment. Hey, Lily, how are you? Hey, Clancy, how you doing? Miss Mo, it's so nice to see you, and thank you so much for emailing me. I really appreciate that. Um, and I promise I have more to say on that. But Miss Mo, since you're here and you were kind enough to reach out to me, well, thank you. I really do appreciate it, and that goes to everyone. Crazy Nurse, America's top mod, checking on me every single day without fail. And I will never forget that you told me I needed to drink Ensure. The one and only time I was sick that I vomited was when I tried to drink Ensure. Sweet Jesus. That shit tasted like rancid, hot cake batter that someone left out in the rain in MacArthur Park. I said, no. You'll find me under an overpass somewhere, just keeled over, gone, cut me open, count the rings. There are no way in hell that Ensure is. No, I would have gone to the hospital and asked to be just infused with something. Truthfully, there was a couple times, y'all, when I probably should have been in the hospital. But I'm stupid that way. So, and yes, I have my own personal nurse. So, when she called a check every day, I could, oh God, you guys, it was bad. It was very bad. Hey, Blue Jeans, how are you? Heather B. Beachy, how are you? Hey, Voices, how you doing? When are we going to get our sweatshop open? I have so many ideas. So many ideas, so little ability to execute them. What was that song? It'll come to me. Maybe. Probably not. Sister Man Ray. Well, how are you? That's a new name. Welcome. Hi, Miss Brittany. How are you? Thank you for reaching out to me. Hey, Pecan Pie. I'm alive. This is my proof of life, you all. Oh, God. I'll tell you what, though. Y'all, I've never been so sick in my life. And I don't even know what it was. That's a crazy thing. Hi, Heartland, honey. How are you? Last breadstick. How are you? Thank you so much, I think, for the welcome back. I am glad to be back, you all. But seriously, nothing changes here. Y'all, just the names. That's all that changes. The various crises and all the things. Yeah. They don't change. So please take that as my assurance that if you find you need a mental health day, actually, if you don't find that you need a mental health day off of YouTube every now and again, I think that would be more concerning than the inverse. But yes, please, you won't miss anything. My God, I've been gone 6 weeks and I haven't missed anything. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go look. I want to see exactly how long I'll do it on my phone. How long it's been. Because I'm saying 6 weeks, and I think that's what it is. But I want to get the date. Let's see here. 5. Why are these not in order? That's so bizarre. Okay. It was the one I did with JP, and it was in the evening. And where's the date? Why the hell is the date not there? June 5th. Wow. So it's been more like a month. Okay, well, actually, that makes me feel better. There was something I was going to add to that. Couldn't have been that important. Hi, Teresa. How are you? It's nice to see you. I'm scrolling. Coco. Well, thank you very much. And I think that's a new name. Y'all, you know what's crazy? I had so many emails, and thank you all so much. And on a post, the very first post I made about, I'm alive. Do you know that the majority of the names I did not recognize? So that I think that must indicate lurkers. They're lurkers. I'll take it. But I said to my husband, honey, it was crazy. So many people were so nice. I said, but so many of the names I'd never seen before. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Oh, well, my goodness, based on the events of the past few days, I know that there are certainly more vile, shameful, embarrassing chats that you could find yourself in than moi's. Yeah, no, I would never find myself in any of those places. Yeah, don't worry, I'm up to speed on more than you probably would think I was. Hey, Stitchin, how are you? I think I actually just returned your email not too long before I came in here. Hi to you, Very. How are you? Hey, Zen. How you doing? It's nice to see you. Hi, Huntress. How are you? Clancy, I've been drinking coffee like it's unicorn tears and my very lifeblood for years. You would die if I told you what my coffee bill is. Even at Sam's. So I know my husband is not sad that I'm no longer drinking coffee. Excuse me, y'all. I'm hardly coughing at all anymore, but if I feel it coming on, I'll mute. Oh God. You know how I like chai tea? The authentic way, boiled in condensed milk. That's how you take a tea and turn it into something that's enough calories for, probably 2 days. Oh, that's one of the only pleasant side effects from being so sick. You guys, I lost a lot of weight. I couldn't come back here, and even if I'd wanted to, I was power eating. I looked like I came out of, and y'all know I do not, I would never throw this around flippantly, but it's really the best analogy I can come up with. I looked like I came out of a concentration camp. It was bad, 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 bad. Even down to my shoes and my hats do not fit. My shoes, most of my shoes are fine, but they're the ones that were a little tight. Yeah, no, they feel like a glove now, and the ones that fit fine, I can, if I walk too long in them, I'm coming up out of the back. And my head, even my head shrunk, the circumference shrunk a little because I put on a baseball hat that I wear not every day, but I wear it a lot when I'm out running around doing errands. And when I first put it on, after I felt like I was even able to go out in public, unless it was to the doctor, it was, I'm like, what? Why is this not fitting like it's supposed to? And I had never touched the, the snapback. No, I had actually, even my head got smaller. Just not in that kind of way that I'm sure some people would like. No, never in that kind of way. Oh, hey, Rebel Rose, how are you? Oh, that's so sweet. I appreciate that. Hi, Cheyenne. Thank you. Hey, Be Still, how are you? No, there is no insure. I'm good now. Listen, I did power eating. You would have thought that I was prepping for like the 4th of July, Nathan's Coney Island all you can eat hot dog contest. Although just not with hot dogs. No, with like ice cream and shit. More on that in a minute. Hi, Fairy Dust. How are you? Oh, hey, Wispy. How are you? I hope you're doing good. I just responded to Stitchin's email, and you were included in that, and I appreciate you thinking about me. Oh, Brittany. Yeah, I don't know how to wash that nightmare out of your brain. I'm sorry. Hey, Cece Jones, how are you? Oh my God! Well, congratulations to you and your daughter, and I hope it's a beautiful day. All right, I'm running now. Hey, Montana Jade, how are you? Hey, Happy Life. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. I appreciate it. Hey, True Jedi. Limey, the non-grifting dumpster squirrel. Oh, that name always makes me laugh. Listen, I'm going to tell you a quick story. And like trust me, I get this. I get it because the same thing happened to me. Hey, Peepee Gate. Marcy, how are you? Hi, Camry. How you doing? Fairy Meadows. Hi, Kayla. Thank you so much. Hi, Fit and Curvy. Bama G. All right, quick story time. I can't believe June 5th. Why did I think it was 6 weeks? It felt like 600 weeks. All right, so when last I was here, me and Crazy Nurse and Traders were supposed to do the Friday night cocktail stream, and we're still going to do that, y'all. So, if you need to complete your homework assignment that I gave you for the last one, you probably don't. I'm the only one who needs to. It's like well, that's rather bold of me to be sitting up here telling you guys to finish your homework when I haven't even started mine. We're still going to do that. Okay, so I think it was the Thursday before. It might have even been Wednesday. But I remember I reached out to both Traders and Crazy Nurse, and I said, I'm so sorry, but we're going to have to reschedule this. I am so sick, and I just can't do it. So it started out as just like anybody who's ever felt like the flu coming on. You know how your whole body, it just aches everywhere. Had that. So I knew something was coming. And let me just add, wishful thinking, $1 million toast. Sign me up for that. Thank you so much. So that was I'm trying to think. The last time that I was sick, I think I've said before, I'm so lucky. I'm not someone it's very rare for me to get sick. But when I do, it's always something strange and usually fairly serious. I had a birthday while I was sick. And my husband, God bless him, he brought me like this big old box of Crave cookies. I think Crave is the sister company to Crumble. And if you're not familiar, they're just huge, amazing cookies. I mean, I would say one cookie is probably at a minimum 350 calories, maybe more like 500, depending on which one you get. He brought me all of them because I needed to eat all of them, but of course I couldn't. Hold on one moment, please. Yes, I did. I had a birthday while I was sick. Um, and I'm talking, I was in the thick of it. I was so sick that I didn't give a damn. I didn't even know it was my birthday until later on in the day. I was like, what day is it? Oh, yeah, happy birthday to me. Yes, I'm now 54. Um, so for the first 2 days, I have not been sick for years prior to this. I mean, a little every, maybe a stuffy nose or something or a scratchy throat, but short and sweet and nothing even to make note of. So I thought I didn't think I was getting the flu, but uh, hey, Willow, how are you? Willow is Willow's son. Oh, we have we have several Willows. Well, hello, Willow son. How are you? And thank you. Um, so first couple days I just had, you know, body aches just really bad. I also have fibromyalgia. So I thought, mm, and when the weather gets shitty, like I can always feel it coming. I know it's going to rain. Anybody who's got arthritis, any kind of autoimmune disorder, well, you feel it in your bones or your joints. So I thought, well, maybe I'm and for anybody who doesn't know, fibromyalgia has yes, sister man, I am. At least I used to be a Gemini. I guess I still am. Um no, actually I am for sure. You know how I know? Because because yesterday when I was at Nordstrom's twice yearly sale, that's how my husband knew. Oh, there she's back. She's all good. Hey, B Tim. Hi, Rachel. How are you? Oh, I appreciate that, Rachel. That's so sweet. Um, so yeah, I thought maybe I'm having a flare because fibromyalgia will do that. It'll kind of like lay dormant. It doesn't make it, at least in my case, I'm lucky. I don't have it as bad as some people do, not anymore because I take medication for it. Uh, but that's what fibromyalgia does for me anyway, and for many. It'll flare. So for whatever reason, it'll, the pain will increase and it makes its presence known more than typical. So I thought, well, maybe I'm just having a flare. By the thirdish day or so, one side of my throat, the right side, and keep that in mind. Just remember the right side because that's going to show up again and again. Hi, Double D or DD. I like Double D. Does that work for you? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that so much. Hi, Oz. How are you? It's nice to see you too. Um, oh, okay, T Berry. So you know what I'm talking about. So I get like a it's sore, but it's not horrible. And it's just on the right side of my throat. But and it's hard for me to pinpoint when it really started like down when I started getting much worse. After about a week of just being, and here was my main thing for the first week. I kept using the word weak, like I had no energy at all. And when I tell you that I would get up in the morning, y'all, I did not open the blinds in my living room for a couple weeks. And this is no joke. When I finally did, my eyes, I was like a mole. My eyes had gotten so used to being in the dark because of the way my house is situated. Um, because of my overhang on my roof, because of my blinds. Um, it I can get it. It stays pretty damn dark if I want it to. I just had no energy. I mean, it would take everything in me and I would start dreading it ahead of time. Like my trusty dog Bob, he was 10 feet away in his dog bed. He was in his sick bed too. Um and I would look at my watch and go, oh, because when I'm home, I take him out like every 2 hours. We go for a walk because he's a little dog and he's 13. So I would just start dreading it. Like an hour ahead of time, I would have to start like gearing myself up. Oh my God, I'm going to have to get up. Not to mention, it is so fucking hot here right now. The humidity. Ugh, we're getting to that part of the year where I just walk around pissed. I hate Florida. But I was really like trying to get myself mentally geared up for it. So finally, ding ding ding, the alarm signal the bat signal goes off. And I was like, oh shit, I need to call Doctor on Demand. And I was getting more like stuffy and now I'm getting a cough, but it's not horrible. It's by the time I decided to use Doctor on Demand, I I was to the point where I felt like, okay, this hasn't resolved itself. I'm getting worse and I need to be seen. But the thought of having to get dressed and get in my car and go somewhere, no, fuck that. No. So I did Doctor on Demand. And they're great for a lot of things. What they're not so great for is when you don't really know what's wrong. So she, you know, listened to me for about 5 minutes and said, yeah, I think you've got a case of bronchitis. And I was hacking when I was talking to her. So she called in a high dose of prednisone. And this was the craziest prednisone I've ever taken. It was not a Z-Pack, 7 the first day, 6 the next, 5, 4, until it's gone. No, this was 2 a day. And it was like, oh God, I can't remember how many milligrams. First, I told another doctor that was asking me, okay, well, how many milligrams was the prednisone? I said, I don't know. It's pretty high. Does 350 sound right? And he looked at me and said, no, you'd be dead. I said maybe 30. I think that's what we agreed on. Whatever it was for either 5 days or 7 days. I want to say 5, and it was fairly high dose. So I got that. I got anybody who's ever had a cough. You will know what these things are when I just call them pearls. There's a name for them, but hell if I know. I can't say it. Benzate. They just call them pearls, and they look like little tiny vitamin E capsules. Um, you know, uh, were they useless? They weren't useless, but were they great? No. And what else did she give me? The pearls. Oh, some other drug that if my very life depended on it, I could not pronounce this, even though I've been prescribed this drug a million times. Now I take something stronger. Diflinac, diphenolac. It's an anti-inflammatory, to relieve some of the inflammation in my chest. So I filled all that, took it all, and every day it was like, well, damn, not only am I not getting better, I'm worse. Like I've every day I felt shittier. So another week goes by. Have I mentioned yet that I have white coat syndrome? I absolutely detest going to the doctor. I am that idiot who's like, oh, I don't want to go to the doctor because what if they tell me something bad? That doesn't stop me. I mean, I do go, but this is how bad my white coat syndrome is. When I went to the doctor the other day, well, actually, and we'll just continue on with the story because it's the same number, the number I was going to give you. Yes, Tessalon pearls. Yes, that's that. Diclofenac. Yeah, that sounds right. And when that wasn't working, I was like, well, damn, I have about, okay, I have probably, I don't know, 2,000 Mobic capsules, not capsules, tablets. Because when you've got anything that deals with inflammation, that's one of the anti-inflammatories they give you. I just don't take it because I know I never noticed enough of an improvement in my pain um to make it worth how hard it is on anti-inflammatories are really hard on your liver. So, but because I was the Diflo whatever, I noticed a little bit of an improvement, at least in like the pain in my chest. And then I thought, oh, well, hell, I got something better than that. So then I started taking the Mobic that I'm supposed to take every day. Um, so a week goes by and I'm worse. And now I'm really bad. I'm talking, I have no energy, but now I have a new problem. And this started this started very soon after. Actually, it might have started before. I think it did, before I did the doctor on demand. I've never had this happen to me in my life. I hope it never happens again, unless it's only for like 2 or 3 days. Just, if you want to drop a pound or two. I, all of a sudden, could not eat anything. And when I say I couldn't eat it, I don't mean I couldn't keep it down, because the one thing, two things that I never had through this entire ordeal, I never had a fever and I never vomited until our favorite, nurse top mod told me, well, you better get a meal supplement like Ensure. Oh God, as I was vomiting into a bowl, I was like, damn her. But when I tell you, whether it was something sweet, something salty, I could not tolerate the taste of any food. And anything that was salty, or what is it, sweet and savory? Whichever one isn't sweet. Everything tasted like somebody took a box of salt and just poured it all over it. And I truly, I couldn't. Hey, Muffin Mouse, how are you? I truly couldn't eat. So I thought, okay, well, I love sugar. And now I got license to eat it because I need to eat. That was even more bizarre. I could not. It's like I couldn't take the texture of anything, but mainly it was like my taste buds. It was like I woke up one morning and somebody just did a reset on my taste buds and said, everything you put in your mouth is going to be absolutely disgusting and you will not be able to eat more than one bite. And I know for a fact that I went at least 5 days without eating one thing. And every day my husband would say to me, the only thing I was really good about, because I knew, I was declining and I knew, whatever you do, do not let yourself get dehydrated. So, I drank a lot of water, which is shocking because I hate water. But I knew I needed it. So I drank a lot of water, and I could tolerate Coke. And finally, Juicy Juice Grape kind of saved my life. And Top Ramen, who knew? Oh my God, if I ever go to prison, like I'm going to be great, because even at those black market prices they charge you at commissary. I'm assuming, I don't have any firsthand knowledge of commissary pricing. But ramen is only 53 cents a cup. So even if they charge 10 times the price, I'm still going to be golden. And I'm going to be able to like pay for protection by buying other people's. Like, I'll keep their Top Ramen commissary stocked up. I never ate that shit in my life. I used to buy it for my son because he liked it when he was in maybe middle school, high school. So now we're a week further. I'm not eating. And because I'm not eating, obviously I'm completely depleted. Like I have no fuel. So I'm even weaker than I was. So it was a Sunday and I looked at my husband and I said, I was debating with internally with myself before I brought him into the mix. And God bless him. Listen, every day my husband would go to the grocery store with some new request. There are certain things I'm telling you I'll never be able to look at again. I'll never be able to put in my mouth again because I'm just scarred from the way it tasted when I was sick, like Whopper Juniors from Burger King. Oh God, oh, never again. I just won't. I mean, everybody's had that happen. You've had some weird experience with food. I got a few things on my list that I will never again be able to even look at. Not that I ate a lot of Whopper Juniors, but that was kind of like a, oh God, maybe I can eat that. So after I'm debating with myself, like, y'all, it was so bad that I was really debating. The debate I was having was, do I need to go to the hospital? And do I need to go by ambulance? Because I was that weak. And here my husband's having to hold this shit all down. And thank God he could, but he still had to work. Thank God he can work from home a lot. And he did. But I decided, yeah, you know what? There's a new walk-in clinic literally. I want to say it might be 3-4 miles away from me. It is around the corner from my house. And it's a big one. It's got imaging. It's not like the little Walgreens where you pop in and it's like, hey, Earth, how you doing? Yes. Oh, I was having something going on. And I actually contemplated, because I got my mother too every day texting me. She's out of town like always. And she's texting me, you need to go get an IV infusion. And I'm like, Mom, that would be great. Do you want to send your lady over to me? Does she come to my neck of the woods? Yeah, my mom's that lady. She's lucky. Like when she's deathly ill, like somebody comes to the house and just gives you a little IV. I'm like, no, that was not an option for me. Although I definitely would have been I would have been open to that, no problem. So I decided, okay, walk in. So my husband takes me there. Walk in the door. There's a youngish girl behind the desk. And the first thing they do when you walk up there is they put one of those pulse ox things on your finger. And she looked at it and said, there was another girl that came up and was standing there, a nurse. And she said, she needs to go back to room 5 right now. We need to put an EKG on her and call a bus. And for those of you who haven't watched ER and are not familiar with what a bus is, well, a bus, that's an ambulance. And I'm standing there going, oh no, bitch, I know what a bus is. If I wanted a bus, I'd have called a bus from my house, and I don't ride the bus anyway. So, thank God the other girl, my pulse was 155. When I tell you I have white coat syndrome, I'm not just throwing that out there flippantly. I do. And I was, and my blood pressure was obviously very high. I think my blood pressure that time was 148 over 80ish something. It was not good. and she, like, I could tell the younger girl, she was panicked. Like she absolutely was going to call an ambulance. The other girl, thank God, the nurse said, "No, doctor, whoever, I don't remember who the doctor was there. That's not how Dr. Joe Blow does things. Put her back in 5. We're going to take her vitals again, and then he'll decide." So, excuse me. Okay, I think it's done. So yeah, I didn't even get to sit in the seat in the waiting room, which I was like, oh, hey, this it's not bad. Boy, I'm gonna leave them a really good review. So they took me back to room 5, and I said to the lady, she started wheeling in all the shit, and I'm like, listen, my heart rate is typically fairly high anyway, not that high. I said, if you just give me a minute, just let me sit here and, get it together, and then take my vitals. I said, I promise you, I will break that machine. So the nurse I was working with, she was really nice, and she just talked to me, and that kind of like brought it all down. So they took it again, and it was much better, but my pulse was still really high. So the PA came in, and she said, is your heart rate typically that, like, how high is it usually? And I'm like, oh fuck, I don't know. I said, not that high. So they did, in fact, give me an EKG, and the EKG, she said, yeah, you're in sinus tach. It's exactly what I expected with, a heart rate that high. So she said, and what's been going on? And I told her what I'd already been on, and blah, blah, blah. So they tested me for the vid, said the vid and flu 1 and 2, and said all were negative. They said the thing with the food, they're like, that's really bizarre to have that and no fever. I said, no, I haven't had fever this whole time, and I've never vomited. But I said, look, I'm not eating. And she listened to my lungs, and she said, your lungs sound perfect. There is no fluid in your lungs. So thank God for that. But by that time, I've been coughing long enough that when I tell you, and I still have it on the left side, I mean, it actually got so bad that I would just start crying because it was so painful. I felt like I'm talking everything from the top, whatever's like right, whatever ribs right under your boobs. Well, I guess that would depend on where your boobs are. But mine are high and mighty. So you can imagine we're talking the top, all the way to like where you can feel the last ribs. It felt like I had been in the UFC octagon and just had the shit kicked out of me. I'm telling you, it was so sore. I could not even take just a normal, like when they'd say, take a deep breath. I'm like, oh God, I don't think I can. Hey, Lori, how are you? You know what? I thought the same thing. Somebody said to me, could you have RSV? And RSV is really hard on, it can be really hard on adults. Hey, literally Davis, how are you? Thank you. I'm glad to be back. I think I am. So they said at the walk-in, we're going to give you an albuterol inhaler for the cough, more pearls. She said no more steroids because they gave you a high dose of steroids. So if that didn't do anything, I'm not repeating that. Amoxicillin. How many all I know was it was a capsule, and I swear to God, it was that tall and that thick. and something else they gave me. I don't know, whatever it was, didn't do shit. Another week goes by and I'm worse. And I'm like, God damn. And now I'm starting to get scared because it's like, okay, things are going the opposite direction they're supposed to. They've thrown everything at this. Why is it not getting better? And it just so happened to have been that I got a new primary care doctor and I had an appointment scheduled for a physical. So that was about maybe 5 days, 3 to 5 days after the walk-in. And I went in, and I guess this is the way they do physicals now. First, you go in and you answer a whole bunch of questions. Then they give you all the lab orders. Then you come back to review those. I mean, I feel like I should have my own parking space at the doctor's office. So, I went over all of it with her, what I'd been on. She listened to my lungs again and said, they sound fine. There's no fluid. Okay, that's great. Oh, Lori, God, 9 months. I'm telling you, I've never been this sick this long. And I'll tell you what, if I gotta say, if you want to know what's important, what's really important in your life, you know, if you get sick for an extended period of time, even something like this, which in the grand scheme of things, I'm sitting in this chair, so hopefully it was not anything that is going to leave any lasting effects. So, I mean, never mind when you get a major illness or something. But yeah, it definitely puts in perspective what's important. When you're whole, I mean, to say that I had a whole new understanding. We've all heard people say, hell, you probably hear it every day. Live for today because tomorrow's not promised and you never know your life. The one that I really started relating to is your life can change on a dime. And mine kind of did. I mean, everything. It just, I couldn't do anything. The one thing that I absolutely, every day without fail, I drug myself into the shower. I'm like, oh no, and it's not like I even needed to. I mean, but that's not me. Like, no, I'm showering every day. I don't give a damn. But there was really no need to, because all I would do is change my pajamas every morning and lay on the couch all day. But I finally, I think I lost. Well, when I went to the doctor, the primary, and they weighed me, I knew I had already gained weight. And I was 103. And like I said, I know I had already gained. I had to start power eating. They told me, you eat anything you want, as much as you want, as often as you want, because when you're 4'11", even if I lose a couple pounds, it's much more obvious on someone that short than it is on someone of average height. You never notice. I mean, it takes 10, 15, 20 pounds before somebody notices, oh, you gained a little weight. Like Betty. Holy shit, her arms look like fucking ham hocks. So it was to the point where I was scared. Like, when I would get in the shower, obviously I would see myself in the mirror and I'd be like, oh my God. I mean, even my, like, not that my arms were toned before, but I mean, there was no way. I knew I wasn't coming back here until I gained at least 5 pounds, because I looked ill. It was not a good look. Anybody who's ever lost weight before, there's that sweet spot where it's like, damn, those jeans, they sure look good and they sure feel good now. But there's a point where it's not good. Like, oh no, that doesn't look good. So I was eating. I missed this, and I knew I was going to miss it. I told Crazy Nurse, I'm like, God, oh, I miss getting up and eating half a gallon of cookies and cream Bluebell ice cream for breakfast. And y'all, what was nuts? When I finally decided you must eat, I don't give a shit, you find a way. My pantry and my kitchen counter looked like a 7-Eleven. It was just anything I thought that I could tolerate. Hey, Helen, how are you? Hi, Seeker. And it's crazy because what I thought yes, I'll be able to eat that. Like Cheerios. Even they didn't taste right, but I knew. I was like, you got to force it down, whatever you got to do. For some reason, ramen. I'm like, ramen. I love salt. Although not at this period of time. But I thought, well, I mean, I tried Progresso chicken noodles. I tried everything. Every kind of cereal that I've always loved my whole life. For some reason, Top Ramen. It was the first thing I could eat that actually tasted like I know it tastes. I didn't eat the noodles, just the broth. But and that's how I eventually worked oh, thank you, Seeker. I appreciate that. Oh, Helen, I'm like a fan of Top Ramen now. I'm like, no ramen. I had to leave it on the shelf because that makes the list every year of the top 10 things you should never ever eat because of the sodium. But whatever. I just know that if I have it here, I could very easily see myself eating ramen every single day. Oh no Fruity Pebbles, no Captain Crunch Berries, no Cheerios. Oh my God, popsicles, Italian ice. Oh God, I even got it Publix. And this is how I knew, like it was, like it's serious. Like you've lost too much weight, and my cashier at Publix, one of my regular cashiers, where if I'm there and her lane's open, or hell, even if she's got people in it, if I'm not in a hurry, I always go to her lane because we always shoot the shit. And she looked at me and she was like, oh my God. I had a Tres Leche cake because I love that shit. And I bought a can of condensed milk to pour all over it because Publix is too damn. And I want to ask them in the bakery, are they taking that shit out of your paycheck? Like, put more in there. It's supposed to be milky. So when she was running my stuff through and talking to me, she's like, oh my God, honey. She said, your eyes, my eyes were really hollowed out because you lose the fat pads here naturally as you age anyway. But when you're sick and you're losing weight, that, yep, bye. And she hadn't seen me in a little while. So when I saw how startled she was, I was like, fuck. Yeah. It's hard when you see yourself every day. My husband sees me every day, and hell, the house is like it's like the Haunted Mansion. I mean, there was just no light. What was that? The Gremlins? Water? Was it water or light? No, that was water. Whatever. I was like the damn Gremlins with the water. No, that was me with the light. No light. So I knew you find a way, do it. And when she was running my order through, she saw that Tres Leche cake and she said, you go home and you find the biggest spoon you have and you sit down and I want you to eat that whole cake. I said, well, I'm going to try. I didn't eat the whole cake, but I got some of it down. But I tell you what, it was a process, and it's taken several weeks just to get back. I mean, and you can't tell from here up, but if I were to stand up and you saw me from stem to stern, I mean, I'm still, you would definitely say, oh God, she lost some weight. I could stand to gain maybe a pound or two. I swear to you, I just saw something. Did anybody else see it? Over my right shoulder, up towards the, is that orb alert? No. um, so yeah, it was just a process, and I've put it back, and I'm the cough, that little bit like what you just heard, that's all that's left. And sometimes, like when I wake up in the morning, I'll usually cough a little bit, and maybe at night. But I haven't used the inhaler, and I've been done with that thing for a little while. And all my labs came back good. So I'm hey KB, how are you? I'm Oh, did you guys see it? I swear I saw it, and I don't even look for it. I know some of you guys look for them. Crazy nerds. Orb. Even I saw that one. So yeah, that's where I've been, and I got to tell you something. So many people were so kind to reach out via email. Um, you know, some of the people that I talked to off of YouTube, there's very few. But obviously, I mean, I talk to Crazy Nurse every day. QB reached out several times, like, "Are you okay? What is going on with you?" One day she said, "Girl, people are even asking in the Discord where you are." And I told her, I said, "Oh, girl, I'm deathly sick." So that's that. And here's the crazy part. No clue what I had. They had no, and I was just at my primary 2 days ago. And hi Stitching, how are you? Oh, thank you. It's nice to see you too. Since I still have a little bit of the cough, I was like, "Can you listen to my lungs again, please? I just want to make sure." And I'm like, "No, they sound great. There's nothing there." So it's yeah. So I had my birthday, and my husband brings me the cookies, and then he brings me something wrapped in a little box. Like, I swear to you, let me see if I have any. It's like this big. And I opened it up. I think I opened it that day. I don't know. I was so sick. I said, "Thanks." I said, "What is it?" He's like, "It's a new computer." I was like, "Oh." I said, "It's so tiny. It's half the size of a shoebox. Picture a shoebox, cut it in half." Well, thank you, Stitching. Yeah, it's this. He goes, you can throw the tower out. He said it'll run the 2 monitors, because I've had another monitor, a nice one of those nice curved ones that my sister-in-law gave me. It's just been sitting on the floor in my office because he said that the one you're on won't run that. So yeah, he says he's going to hook it up maybe this weekend. So I'm being the big time. But yeah, I was like, "Oh, thanks." I was like, "Did I need a computer?" He knew I wanted to run 2 monitors. Oh shit, and that wouldn't do it. So I was like, "Okie dokie." But what I was gonna say is, I was, as I already said, very pleasantly surprised by how many people that reached out or either responded to the first post I made saying, "I'm on the mend. I hope to be back soon." Um, yeah, you know what else was equally as interesting to me is, some of the people that I would have thought would have maybe noticed at some point that I wasn't around, and inquire, like, "Oh my, like, I haven't seen you in a while. Are you okay?" Um, and this is not like, I'm not talking like, just casual people. We see each other in the chats and, "Hey, how are you?" No, I'm talking, people who I've either known for quite a while, or, and whether I'm not going to go any further with it. I'm just going to say, equally as surprising is, who didn't reach out. So, but that's good. That's a good thing because thank you. I know who you are. Um, when I say that, I mean, I know who you are. Like that saying, if people tell you who they are, believe them. Well, I see and I believe. Seeing is believing. Hey, Tia, how are you? Thank you so much. Oh, Dee Dee, we get lots of orbs here. I don't know what it is. We've all opined on what it could be, but yes, this office uh, is known for it's more rare when you don't see one when I go live. I don't know what it is. So, okay, so I've been catching up on the events of late. And wow, can I just make a little public service announcement or two, and then we'll get to bitch hole bull scorn buggy Betty. Just a little public service announcement. And this is just something I know through my, I'm an old woman, so through my many years of living. And this is not apropos of anything, or maybe it is. I don't know. I guess if you know, you know. Um, Here's one thing I know for sure. People who are truly rich or have money, they don't typically run around telling you all about it. No, those are usually the people who don't have money. They just want you to think they do. Kind of like the Latin legal term res ipsa loquitur, or there is another pronunciation. How does it go? Who cares? I'm not French. I'm not Latin. The thing speaks for itself. Yeah, the way you carry yourself, how you act. People draw conclusions, whether they're right or wrong. But yeah, I don't know. I might know some people with some money, and I don't know. They never have to tell me. And while we're on that subject, it's all relative. I've said this many times. It's all relative. Because what's rich to you may not be rich to me. And what's rich to me may not be rich to you or him or her. I mean, it's just one of those things, Um and the only other little public service announcement I wanted to make. Hi Camelot, how are you? Thank you. And that is this. Y'all, I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do. Everybody does what they do and presents themselves as they, I guess, want to be perceived. But I got to tell you, hi, Hazel Eyes. Oh, God. Money can't buy class, and you can't rent it either, and you can't lease it. Yeah, you have it or you don't. And you can try and teach it, but that if you have to teach it, yeah, I don't know. Far be it from me to tell anybody how to speak or how they present themselves, but I got to tell you, it makes me cringe to hear some of the filthy, foul-mouthed women on here. And I'm not, listen, everybody knows I am not afraid to drop an F-bomb. I can cuss like a trucker, and I often do. However, there's I know when it is and is not appropriate. I know where it is and is not appropriate. And and I'm not even talking about profanity. Fuck profanity. No, I'm talking like uh like why oh I don't understand why people need to bring. I don't want to hear about your sex life. I don't want to hear about you and your partner and his junk or like it is just so fucking gross to me that I mean I hear and it's not just one woman. I hear a lot of women talk like this on here, and I just sit back and go, my God, do you have children? Like, do you have oh god, I mean, and I get it. We all say things that we wish we hadn't said, etc. And I ain't even going there because I don't think that I think I would hope it would go without saying that like to say that I was shocked at some of the things I have heard. It just is always puzzling to me how so many people have seemingly no control over their mouth. Like they don't think, yes, vulgar. That's a perfect word, vulgar. It just, eh. I can tell you this. Um, People may listen to me or see me and say, oh, she's a fucking bitch or whatever. But I tell you the one thing I know they don't say. Nobody's going to call me low class. I know that. That's I'm strictly speaking on what I say and do. I cannot imagine, like, I'm sorry. I still have a mother and father that are alive. uh, they don't listen to me, but still. But more importantly, I have a child. He's a grown child, but still, I cannot imagine speaking the way I hear so many. Well, I don't know if I should say so many, but more than a handful. It's just so gross. Like, why is that how you want to present yourself to people? Like, just as a trash bag. I don't get it. Hey, Johnson, how you doing? Hi, Pink Stripe. So, yeah, and hey, Cheesy Wheezy, and I've heard it all. In fact, Jones and I was listening to you this morning when I was putting my makeup on because I wanted to hear that stream, and I was, scrolling through, and I saw, well, the thumbnail. I was something about, would you just shut up or can you just stop? That caught my attention, and uh, I kept hearing that the original stream was gone. So I was like, okay, well, I want to hear this. So, and I listened to the whole thing. And I agree. And I don't listen. I don't need to, I'm not prepared to say any more than I've said because I don't know her. I thought that I was like, wow, I like her energy. I mean, she was what did people tell me? Sassy. But my God. In fact, these are the three people that I listen to on this subject. I listened to Savage from yesterday, actually from probably 2 days ago. I listened to Joneson this morning, and I listened to Chasing Truth this morning. Hi, Lady K Talks. So I feel like I've heard it from a variety of different people. And I really wasn't even looking for their take because I don't need anybody to I just can't imagine. Like, here's what I'm going to say. If you have that kind of animosity and or hate in your heart, and you are so bold that you talk about it on a public platform, well, you got to expect that people are going to have a response to it. And I I just can't. I don't understand any of it. I really don't. And please don't take this wrong, but people are going to feel the way they feel about other people. Yeah, that's hard to change. That's something they have to change. But it is one thing, and I'm not condoning any racism or anything like that. I'm just trying to be let's just be realistic about it. And the reality of it is there are people who, for whatever reason, have those thoughts. They're racist. They're homophobic. Um, I'm not here to like try and change people's mind. That's not no, that's way above my pay grade. But feeling that way is one thing. You're entitled to feel however you want to feel. But to be so bold as to think that it's okay to make remarks like that, and I know I'm being kind of cryptic, but there's a reason for that, and that's because I don't know this woman. I know what I've heard. I heard her a few times on QB's panel. I liked her, bold, in your face. I kind of liked her attitude. But to say I was shocked, I mean, I'll echo something I heard Chasing say, which was in 2024, this is still happening? Like, I don't know. I don't I just uh, I don't know what else to say on it. That's my 2 cents, and I don't hopefully ever talk about it again. But one of the screen names that was in the particular chat that was the subject of these screen well, there were screenshots, but I'm not even going to repeat the name. But I was just when I heard the screen name of someone that was in that chat, I was blown away. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? What kind of a degenerate fucking scumbag are you? Like, you and it was the let's just say it was the one of the architects of World War II. That's as far as I'm going with it. Because it's just repulsive to me. So like to wow. I'm just wow. to I don't even like to say that word. I just couldn't fathom naming myself that. Wow. That's like a woo. I guess the one thing I will say is at least you see that one coming. That one's like up there bold. That one's in your face, and like that. Yeah, no, stay away. Stay very far away. Yeah, Tia, I agree. It was just like, what? What? Wow. So, all right. So, enough of that. Was there anything else? Nope. Oh, God. I about gave myself a paper cut in the forehead. All right. I got one Betty clip pulled up. And if this isn't a good one, then y'all tell me. Do you know how many people said to me, you have a lifetime of Betty content? Not that I want to spend my life talking about Betty, but my God, she has what the, oh God, I don't get it. I do not get it. I was going through these cards the other day, you guys, and there was a couple that were hilarious in here. And I thought, oh God, I need to use this. Hold on. There was a couple that I was like, what? This is that stupid card game that I bought and said, oh, here's a good YouTube one. Do you have a moral responsibility to control your temper? Well, I guess unless you want to have a steady diet of top ramen. Oh. Well, what the hell did I do? I thought I pulled the good ones out. I could have sworn I took. Oh, wait. I think we're getting closer. Oh, that's kind of a cute one. Okay. Well, I wonder what I did. Oh. What would you do if you accidentally opened an embarrassing piece of your neighbor's mail? Well, I've gotten neighbor's mail and I've never opened it and found anything embarrassing. But I can tell you that despite my best intentions, I'm lazy and I'm like, oh, I need to go walk that over there and put that in their mailbox. And I think I've told you guys before, I kind of live in the sticks and my mailbox is not my front door. Where I live, mailboxes are only on one side of the street. So I have to get my lazy ass up off the couch. I've got to walk all the way down the driveway and across the street to go to the mailbox. So when I say I have good intentions of, oh, well, that's not, a lot of times I'll get something with my house number, but it's a different street. And I'm like, well, what the hell street is that? I've never heard of that. And this isn't like a real big hood. And I'm always well intentioned, and usually it'll sit in my butler's pantry for a couple days, and then I'm like, oh, fuck that. They're not going to miss it. If it's that important, they'll send it again. Oh, I loved this one too. I'm like, excuse me, is this not a no-brainer? If a large company you ordered from online mistakenly sent you an additional item, would you return it? Hell no. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, yeah. Yes, I'm a Girl Scout and I made a pledge to be on. No. No. My husband would. I would not. My husband is that person that puts the cart in the corral no matter the weather. Rain, shine, sleet, snow. We don't get sleet or snow. There was one other one. Oh. Have you ever pretended you were sick to get out of something? Hell yes. And you are lying if you say you haven't. Okay. All right. So let me show you what Betty. Okay. So let me guess. Betty is still doing her important work with the not real. What is that Tony idiot? Is he a private? What does he say he is? An investigator? Well, fuck, I'm an investigator too. I mean, every time I open my pantry, I'm investigating what, wonder what stovetop stuffing instead of potatoes. I mean, oh my God, this whole place is just one giant exercise in mentally ill people LARPing. Not that everybody's mentally ill, but there's enough mentally ill to go around here. I mean, you are either exceedingly stupid, have exceedingly bad judgment. I mean, I could think of more. To throw your lot in and think that Bullhorn Betty is the answer to your problems. She isn't the answer to her hair's problems. Like, the bitch has never found anybody. What is... I just sit back and say, your child is missing. And that is the best you can do. I mean, all I can ever do, like everyone else, is we take our own life experience and our own family and our own friends, etc., to try and think what we would do. And I did wear my pearl hula hoops in honor of Bets. Um, if God forbid we were in this situation, I can just tell you that hell would freeze over before all it would take for my mother or father or any of my family. They would just watch Betty for 1 minute. Well, they probably wouldn't even have to listen. They would just take a look and go, "Yeah, I don't think she's what we're looking for." Um, uh, it just blows my mind that of all the resources that are available in social media, in the community, Betty is your team. And this fucking clown who's whatever he is. I mean, I'm glad that my retinas have not been scarred from his bathroom green screen slip up. Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, that nothing screams professional like a dick pic. Yeah, during a live stream. I mean, wow. Uh, it just I don't get it. I do not get it. And uh, just on the little bit I've seen since I since I started watching YouTube again, and that's only been in the last couple days. I mean, I've had clips here and there, but I didn't watch them because like Betty just the only way I can tolerate her is reviewing her. Hi Pamela. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I can review her. And I've seen a little bit on QB's panel. Hey, just Samantha, thank you. Hi, Min Mama. Uh, so, oh God, what did I just? Oh wait, where did it go? Here we go. There hasn't been anything live from Betty's bed in a very long time. Um, she is so fucking disgusting. Honest to God, I don't get it. And Betty, by the way, I have one of her community posts pulled up too. Betty, it's pretty sad that you don't have anybody in your life that cares enough about you to try and reel you back into reality. You ain't right. And it honestly, I never have sympathy for her in any way, shape, form, or fashion about almost anything. But I do feel sorry for her in the respect that it is pretty sad that her family does not try and do something to help get her into reality. You are not a fucking investigator. You are not a journalist. You are not a chef. You are not an advocate for victims. You are a victimizer. You are not a political rainmaker. Oh, and by the way, I kept looking for you in the front row when Trump had his latest rally, whenever that was. I understand he was not at Doral. Is that the deal? You mean to tell me that her dumbass drove? Oh, how's Black Beauty? Is it still running? Hey, fixing a snap. Is Black Beauty still running? Betty, I have a Black Beauty, and mine really is a Black Beauty. I'm not sure what I'm not sure why you named your car. Your car is neither black nor beautiful, so I don't know. But who understands anything that goes on up here? Um, yeah, but Betty, I've been watching a lot of news lately. I'm quite interested in what's going to happen with Biden. I want Biden left exactly where he is, because that is the best thing that could happen for Republicans. I'm like, oh, Joe, keep those heels dug in, and Jill, don't fail us now. Yep, that's right. Y'all, he's running, he's capable, and he's got this. Yes, please. But I'm quite interested. I've done a little bit of looking into the 25th Amendment. Here's my very layperson. I have a tenuous grasp on the 25th Amendment and how it's invoked. But I'm sure Betty does too. I can tell you this. In my opinion, Biden's staying right where he is, because that money in Biden's war chest, by the way, from all the big donors, like, I don't know, George. Now, my goodness, George Clooney, I wonder, does it? I bet it helps to cushion the blow when one of your friends, turns on you all of a sudden. But at least he left you with $30 million before he did it. I mean, my God, what more can somebody ask for? That money in Biden's war chest, even if we put Kamala, who, by the way, where has that bitch been for the last, I don't know, 3.5 years? What the fuck does she do? I don't see her besides laugh. She and Betty have that thing in common. That Kamala's is slightly less psychotic and, nail screeching than Betty's, but be that as it may. Yeah, the money in Joe's war chest, well, that just wouldn't transfer over to Kamala or anybody else that they might want to put in there. And then we got that little problem, because, oh my God, people are acting like, well, it's Kamala's, it's her birthright. She's got to be. If he goes, it's hers. Woo! That would probably be the only thing worse they could do. Because she's widely hated. And like I said, what has she done the last 3.5 years, by the way? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. So we got the little problem with the war chest. That's not gonna just, transfer to the next person. And even if they were to invoke the 25th Amendment, well, guess what? Kamala, she's got to be the one to do it. Along with, now this is the part I'm not sure on, because I read it quickly. I don't know if she has to do it, or I don't know if what did they call it? The Senate pro tempore. I don't Latin. Me and Latin don't get along that well. It's a lengthy process. It's a confusing process. And after what I did read, I was like, well, if it takes this long, what the hell good is it? I mean, but rest assured, he's not running anything. He hasn't been. It's Barack Obama's third term. But anyway, I didn't see Betty front row. So, hey, I mean, obviously she's nobody. And I understand she's got a new Dee Dee, Black Beauty. No, Black Beauty's back. I think it was in the 60s, maybe the 60s and the 70s. You used to be able to buy them, I think, at gas stations. But not the actual Black Beauty. It was a very strong amphetamine, and that was a prescription, and that was like a slang term for them. Yeah. So I could maybe see that with Betty, but no, I think her physique wouldn't look like that if she was consuming Black Beauty. Okay, so here's, oh my God in heaven. Yeah, we're going to play this one for a minute. I have not watched this. Just the very little bit I saw on QBs. And when she showed this to me, if you want to laugh, you can see I've still never gotten used to that. Yeah, if you want to laugh, go to QB's live from a few days. I think it was 2 days ago. Wait. It's Thursday. I don't know. If you really want to know, email me. But yeah, I was on panel for maybe 45 minutes, and she pulled this up, and my reaction, my mouth fell open. I was like, I didn't think it was possible for her to get uglier, but oh God, apparently it is. Okay, so here we go. Haters gonna hate. Betty, what? I mean, I don't hate you. You're not important enough to hate. You're a fucking clown on the internet. You're a fucking weirdo who has herself and seemingly 33,000 stupid people convinced that she is all these things that she's not smart enough to be. She's probably precluded just by virtue of her criminal record alone. And bitch, I don't care if I've never been convicted of a felony. Well, how many fucking times have you been arrested? I mean, are we talking quantity or quality? I mean, I think if someone said to me, here's your choice, you can be arrested. However, I don't know how many times she's been arrested. It's not 39. But multiple times she's been arrested. Oh, and my goodness, I did hear that little clip that of all people, Sinner uploaded. I mean, I hated to give him the view, but I did listen to it. And I was like, oh my God, of her threatening her husband with a gun and the cops were there. Or wait, did she actually? No, I'll take that part back. She was not threatening him. She was explaining to the cop why the gun was out and what she had said to the husband. I guess I don't know. Oh my God. All right. So I'm telling you, when I saw this, and listen, anybody who wants to come at me about, well, you shouldn't go after people's looks. Fuck her. She's a nasty bitch. And you've never heard me sit in this seat and go after a nice person. Yeah. And, if you want to be this clown, well, you're going to have to expect that people who are smarter than you are going to drag you for filth. I mean, this is what she wants. This is what she craves. Make no mistake about it. Betty, without the people you call the haters, you would be living in your car. Because God knows, I don't know, Betty's had far more pretend jobs than I'm quite certain any real ones. So you better be glad for those haters, Betty, because without the haters, well, nobody would know who your wretched ass is. As my husband liked to remind me the other day, I made him look at this picture of her. And he looked at me and he goes, you know that like you're the only person in the world who knows who that nasty bitch is, right? And he was like, I'm not talking about YouTube. I'm talking about the real world, honey. Do you think if I went and asked 10 people coming out of Nordstrom, do you know who Bullhorn Betty is? Yeah. I'm pretty sure 10 of them would say no. Hi, Nanny. How are you? Hi, Annie. MGL taught her to make the haters. Taught her to make the haters. What do you mean? Oh yeah, because MGL, she's a real educator. All right, let's watch this as much as I can stand. And in the meantime, maybe you guys could send me, because look, obviously I'm a month behind the 8 ball where the fucking idiot's concerned, but nothing's changed. I mean, it's just her getting more and more mentally unbalanced appearing. And I'm sorry, that's my layperson opinion. I'm not a shrink. I'm but I do have eyes and ears, and I do know what is what I consider even remotely normal behavior. And I don't I mean, when you are getting out of your car at an intersection to taunt an elderly man or anyone, but an elderly man, Betty, you stupid, nasty bitch. Do you think that you care about Sebastian Rogers and his welfare more than his family do? You don't give one single fuck about that child. You care about one thing and, well, I'm sorry, two things. Two things and two things only. And that is money and growing your channel. Okay. All I know is if I was doing anything in this world, and I'm not speaking obviously about, things beyond your control like illness and whatnot, but if I was living my worst life like Betty, I mean, all you need to do is look at this picture. This bitch has no pride at all, non-existent. For all her blustering about, Bullhorn Betty. Well, first of all, you are not Bullhorn Betty. Your name is Andra. Um, if there was anything I was doing that caused me to look like this, and if you look at her from when she first started here to where she is now, there has been a drastic change in her appearance. And it's not like she was a fucking beauty queen to start with, but she certainly didn't look like this. I mean, she looks homeless. And apologies to homeless. All right, here we go.
To talk. It was like as soon as Seth was starting, after he showed the pictures and stuff, she started getting rambunctious, and I'm like trying to keep her bell from.
Oh, let me guess. She's talking about her dog. Yeah, that's what puppies do, Betty. They get rambunctious. Now, where have we heard that word before? Oh, yeah, it was I remember. It was a case of two missing kids.
From jingling and jangling to whatever.
Why didn't you just take the collar off, idiot?
I really thought that was a good live from
Betty. I'm here to tell you, you need a fucking bra. What, like, wow. She is 10 years younger than me. And I mean, when my grandmother was in her 70s or 80s, her boobs didn't look like that. I mean, a bra would go a long way. And I know some women hate bras and whatever. I mean, you do you, but you're already like she's got to be at her navel, if not lower. And yeah, I guess you really probably do pick them up off the floor when you get up in the morning. Just throw them over your shoulder. Yeah. I see she's still hanging on to those melted end pieces.
With Seth, I think Tony managed.
Oh, there she goes. There's one of Betty's tails. Eye rolling either up to the ceiling or to the left or to the right. I don't know what it tells, but it's one of her tells.
Well, very, very well. The mods in the chat, very, very well.
Betty, get some fucking sunscreen. I mean, holy shit. I've seen lawn men with better farmer's tan than her. Like, oh my God. I don't. Wow. I mean, I'm still like it still blows me away. What? How is this how you want to present yourself? I mean, for fuck's sake, pull that melted rat nest back in a ponytail, and I don't know. Maybe just find a t-shirt with a little bit of sleeves.
I know that people are going to tear it apart. That's what they do. But, to live stream, like Seth's channel's not monetized,
Oh, I'm sure it's gonna be because I don't think he fired up a channel because he's got an excess of time on his hands.
what I'm saying? And two people, one that's the first to talk about tragedy pimps, right? Being a tragedy pimp, right?
Oh my God. Look at her just fucking scratching like a monkey at the zoo. Oh my God. Ugh.
Literally displaying how much of a tragedy pimp she is.
You are the OG tragedy pimp, baby.
Is literally disgusting. So you
are disgusting. Like what? Oh God, I've just never. Are you a female? I have never seen a woman just. Oh God, like. Oh, Betty, get some calamine lotion, or I don't know, maybe some kind of prescription lotion. I don't know.
think you are entitled to make money off this man's child.
Oh, but you are right. How much money have you made off that man's child? Oh, that's the $24,000 question, isn't it?
Account that you steal and hijack his show. I just thought that was in poor taste.
Oh my God, bitch. Do you want me to tell you everything about you that I think is in poor taste? Pack a lunch. We're going to be here for a while.
To literally turn a profit when the actual father is running a live stream. You thought it was sparked.
That's the name of the game, baby, as you well know.
To turn a profit on his situation. On his
you
life.
Have? Are you the only one
to
who's
literally pull?
Do you have an exclusive contract with Seth to be the what's the word I'm looking? Oh, the most do you have like most favored tragedy pimp status?
Viewership from them so you can have profit.
Oh my God, look at her.
I think is really despicable and deplorable. I don't know what other thing. I mean, it's
Betty. Did you give the dog fleas? Did the dog give you fleas? What's going on? I mean, there could be other things causing that. Oof.
One thing to steal a content creator's live, which is illegal anyways, right?
Oh my God. Yes, it's illegal. The YouTube police are going to come and get you. It's illegal. God. Oh. Oh, Betty, you should be illegal.
So you're breaking the rules.
Oh my God. And Bullhorn Betty does not break rules. You rule breaker.
So these felons on YouTube don't mind breaking the law, but they're trying to somehow tell us that they're reformed or something. I'm just trying to figure it out. I don't know. I know it's all smoke and mirrors, right? It's all about the dollar bill, y'all.
Oh, really? And what are you about? Except you don't give a fuck about the smoke and mirrors because you don't even care about yourself, as is quite obvious by your appearance. Oh my God.
Even though this tragedy pimp queen, right, doesn't likes to point it out to everybody, literally dogs a father of a missing child and hijacks his life. Disgusting. But what do you expect from a?
Wow. Yes, I mean, certainly. Maybe we should put your resume up next to hijacking alive.
Nasty ass felon that likes to do things.
Oh God, Betty, don't make that face, please.
Anyways, not going to get into the drama of it.
Says Betty every fucking live stream. I'm not getting in. I'm not getting into the drama. Betty, that's all you've got. And you're not even good at that.
Shame on them. Shame on them.
Shame
But what
on
do you
you.
expect?
Oh,
What do
keep
you
on it.
expect?
Keep
They're
scratching
despicable
it. Oh
people.
my God, you're disgusting.
I'm sorry, but you don't do that to a father for profit.
Like
It's one
literally,
thing.
you know what she reminds me of? Betty, do you know what you need? You need somebody else who's got whatever you've got going on to come and sit next to you on the bed, and they can scratch you, and it'll be just like the baboons who pick the nits out of each other's hair at the zoo. Yeah, they're very helpful to one another that way. So maybe you could, maybe your partner Tony, maybe he could come and help you out with whatever that is you've got going on there.
Thing to run it after the fact, but especially Dolly, he's the first one that tells you he's going to strike your channel if you don't give him 24 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Lots of people say that. I have no clue. I've never live streamed someone while they're streaming. I know I've had it done to me. But I don't know. I don't know the rules on that. But as usual, like this is why I question how in touch she is with reality. Because look at all the things this woman has done. And this is like, she's so twisted up about this, like this is a major crime someone's committed.
Saying first person to say,
Just keep
if you
scratching
run my stuff,
Betty, just keep
before
scratching that
24
itch,
hours,
girl.
I'm striking your stuff, and you would literally turn a profit over a man. Like he's not turning a profit.
How many times are you going to say this? Okay. Like we're 3 minutes in and you've said the same thing for 3 minutes.
Right. He's not, he doesn't have a monetized account, but I guarantee Dolly
but he will be.
I don't watch him anymore. So I wouldn't even know what he's collecting, but I know he's getting the viewership over this garbage he's peddling out.
Hello, Morgan. How are you?
But that's fine. You know, whatever. Say la vie.
I'm good. I'm on the mend.
I just think it's disgusting and despicable that people do that. We're here to try to find this. Well, you know, they're not here for that. They're here for the clicks and views and the drama. You know, the drama queen herself stealing.
Guys, I'm over in the other window,
missing boy's father's life.
Trying to jump back and forth.
Just when you want to
dramatic clapping, like the monkey with the cymbals. Oh my God.
To believe that you are a upstanding citizen, you show us what piece of fucking shit you
are. There you go. There's your child advocate and all around victims advocate and true professional Betty.
Nasty ass. So glad I'm going to.
Don't you have some elderly people to go stalk?
Sooner or later. And I can't wait because that'll be my karma, baby. That'll be my karma. You are just a horrible.
Oh no, honey. You never know when Lady Karma is going to arrive. She doesn't knock. She kicks your doors right off the hinges.
Despicable woman. And I wish nothing but bad karma to you.
Wow.
To be honest with you, just trash. Ghetto trash.
I think you're ghetto trash.
Just ghetto
relative, Betty.
Why don't you tell her to turn the camera on and face her audience? I bet you'd find a lot of lies just by her body language on camera, wouldn't you? Maybe that's why she turns her camera off so much.
Oh, you mean like when you roll your eyes and look to the left or look to the right? Kind of like that? Oh, Betty, in the business, we call that a tell. You know, I've watched a lot of the behavior panel, so I think I'm qualified to say that I'm at least a partial expert in the field of body language interpretation, Your Honor. Yes, the defense will stipulate to the witness's credentials.
Either way, it doesn't matter. This is just going to give her a reason to put my name in her title to get another 10,000 views. She can never be me.
Who in the fuck wants to be you? You are sitting in a bed without a bra, scratching like a monkey at the zoo. With, my goodness, a whole lot of people who cannot stand you. Have some strange notion that you are all these professions that everyone knows you are not. Yeah. Oh, yes. And of course, you're alone. You do not have a partner. Gosh, I can't imagine why. Yeah. Who wants to be you and why?
She could never be me, and they're both trash. Shame on both of them. Shame on both of them.
Both of them. Who's both of them?
But I'm glad that Seth.
Oh,
got
Betty's
his
got her
opportunity.
Beyonce
I'm glad he got to humanize
in the wind.
Sebastian. I'm glad he got to let us see Sebastian and remember what it's really about. This is his baby. I think that really was, you know, I really think that was put out there, you know, with the photos. I think those photos, in a way, was to show this is his baby, you know, his son, just like you're all your kids. You know, no matter how old we get,
you guys are trying to jump back on the other
somebody's
window
baby.
periodically.
You know, we're still somebody's baby. No matter how
you.
old we get, we're still somebody's baby. You know, and just shame on the two creators that literally.
Yeah, I think I was just talking about that earlier. Yeah.
Literally stole this man's story for profit.
Oh my God, says the woman that thinks because she watches something on the internet that is now her case, and whose only source of income in life, as far as we can see, is enriching herself off the back of someone else's worst nightmare. Yeah, but those are Betty's cases.
That's just disgusting. But you know, this is a woman that also throws the you know, pictures up and starts criticizing people for using a picture and uses the exact same picture, or you know, tells people and makes a big stink and selective outrage over pictures of.
Betty, the camera, I'm assuming, is in front of you. Why are you staring up at the ceiling? I'm just wondering. It's very off-putting.
Of a young boy named Gannon Stout, and yet steals those photos and passes them around on her Discord. I mean, what do we expect from a woman like that, right?
Well, I know you were right there taking up for the woman that, you know, was selling access to those photos for $3. So get off your soapbox, Betty.
Right? What do we expect from a piece of shit like that? It sounds like all she's about is the money. She just, as long as nobody else is making.
You do know you're talking about yourself, right? Do you know that? Oh, and just word to the wise. Of course, we know who you're obsessively fixated on, so and insanely jealous of. So of course we know who you're talking about. But you know, all your new super fans, they may not know because you have yet to mention a name.
Money, and she's making the money. That's all she cares about. She showed that tonight. She didn't care about this father. She didn't care about this.
Somebody is very jealous always of other people's checkbooks. There's only one checkbook that I give a shit about, and that's my own.
Case. She didn't care about the victim, and she made a profit.
I know, because
that's not
you
tragic.
care about all
I don't know what it is. Right? So welcome to the Hall of Fame, bitch. You made it.
No, there goes the monkey.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Guys, clap.
I think you've clapped enough for all of us, Betty.
I mean, just when you don't think that dirt bags can get lower, they stoop to another level of mud.
Betty, did you take my pet name for you? Because you know I've always called you a dirt bag, because that's what I think you are.
I know.
Nope, scratch
Sebastian, that was so sweet. Those photos were so endearing.
Oh, did it melt your non-existent heart? Did it? I know it didn't bring a tear to your eye, though, did it? Yeah, probably not.
And you know what? Seth had a right to show those. Those assholes had no right. Had no right.
If you put content on this internet, anybody has a right under fair use to use it. So you can't have it both ways.
None.
Well, he has a missing child. I would assume that any images that he releases on this platform would only help in potentially locating his missing child? And if these are pictures of him when he was younger, well, hey, you have to be very careful and particular about what you share on this platform. I personally would never share photos of anyone in my family. Of course, I'm not comparing that to Seth and his situation.
Clap. I mean, she's
God.
Right? She can't make her own fucking content, right? Don't know how to do that. Has to steal everybody else's, and has to complain about it because she has nothing. She has nothing to give. She's got no education. She's got no smarts.
You have no smarts. And as far as education, if that piece of paper that you held up is in fact real, well, guess what? It came from an unaccredited, I like to call it a finance company that, for the pleasure of paying probably 23% interest at that time when she would have been there, well, you get a diploma. Instead of getting your car paid off or whatever, you get a diploma. And bitch, you haven't mastered the English language. Punctuation, grammar, usage. I could pull up any of your community posts right now, and it would look like a 5th grade dropout wrote them. So you better be real careful about education. And let me tell you something. Not that I believe you have any education, but you can have all the education in the world, but still be highly ignorant.
Got no book smart. She's got literally.
You don't have any book smarts. Or do you just want to come off as uneducated and only partially fluent in the English language? Help me out here.
Probably nothing but hot air filled with a whole bunch of pot up here.
Hot air,
right?
Filled with pot.
Light them up if you got one.
It's smoke them if you got them, idiot.
Light them up.
And my goodness, Betty, what's in your vape pen that you smoke? And I don't know. I've never seen you without pinpoint pupils. I mean, I don't know what that means. I just know that not everybody's pupils are pinpoints always. So I don't know. Are you maybe being a little bit of a hypocrite here? Like always?
If you got one.
It's smoke them if you got them. Here comes the monkey with the cymbals.
They suck. I hope that whoever is subscribed to them after this poor display tonight, I hope you guys unsubscribe. That was disgusting. How do you steal content from a father of a...
This has literally been 8 minutes of her saying the same shit over and over and over. Is this how you produce content? I would love to see you try and sit in this chair and do what I do.
A missing child for profit.
I love the way she's acting as if she runs a charitable organization. I mean, this is the kind of shit that makes people crazy about her. Like, I don't know if she has got herself convinced that she is all these things and she has cases. You're a fucking tragedy pimp. Plain and simple. That's all you are. You're a gore grifter. You're those fucking nasty. You're those like vultures or buzzards on the side of the road when something dies, pulling out its intestines and its sinew. Yeah, that's you.
For profit.
Because Betty's a charitable organization.
There you go with the real me too. And maybe middle fingers.
Is she
That
going to
was so
say double
tacky.
dog dare
That was
you?
so white trash.
Well, you're the queen of white trash, so I guess you would know what you were speaking of.
That was so ghetto. That was so ghetto. But what do you expect from people that sling drugs and do shit like that, right? I don't know. What can I say? What
As she sits here, Miss Pure as the driven snow, good citizen. Betty, you've never been anything but a fucking suck on the system. And I would venture to guess that you're sucking off the public tit via my tax dollars, because I do believe the last couple of videos I saw of you, don't you have a little handicap placard on your windshield, on your rearview mirror? I mean, I've always heard that you're on disability. Wasn't that interesting? Yeah. Betty, I would venture to say that you've never contributed one fucking thing to society. You just take.
What can I say? I guess sue me, bitch. Oh, sorry. I'm already suing you.
Why would anybody sue you? You don't have jack shit.
Okay.
Oh, except
Well,
Black Beauty.
I think that
of
was
course.
this poor display, but I'm so thankful that
A
Seth
poor
got his
display.
voice. I'm so thankful that Seth is
Betty,
taking control
cameras,
back
there
from
you
these
go.
monsters.
Cameras there.
Life facts, you can take a hike. I really don't care. Like you do
Take a hike.
matter nothing to me. If you got hit by a bus tomorrow, I would not care. And they can clip that and take that to the bank. Oh
I
my
think
God,
there's a lot of
Betty
people
doesn't
who
care. I
say the
don't
same
have to
about you.
care. I don't know you. See how easy that is? And guess what?
Hold
I'm going
on
to
a
sleep
minute.
just fine tonight. I probably sleep better dreaming about a bus hitting you. Just saying.
Wow. Wow.
Making
Betty, you know what? You need help. I don't like, you're way above my pay grade. I'm not a shrink, but I know someone who needs help when I see it. You are the most hateful malcontent. I had to move the books because is it like, why does it look like the never mind. Yeah. Betty, you need help. Like, of all the things I've ever said to you, I have never wished you getting hit by a bus, and I never would. I mean, wow, Betty, that's and all that to like, I don't even recognize that name, so I don't know who that is. I'm assuming a sub in the chat.
victims of others so they themselves don't feel like a victim.
God,
Constantly
Betty, you
lashing
hate
out.
everybody, just everybody.
That's
It's
the
so
control.
weird.
You tell them, idiots,
Leanne.
Betty. I
How
missed
are you?
it. I had company, but I can see. She already turned it off.
See if there's
She knows
anybody
she was
else
going to
I
get
missed.
struck.
Zena with
So she already
fire.
turned it off. It doesn't matter. It goes toward
Nice to see
behavior for
you.
me. So she does it to everybody. She can't make her own damn content, and she's profiting off of people.
What?
Right?
Listen,
And trust me,
excuse
after this, she's
ma'am,
not done.
ma'am, excuse me. Do you realize reviewing you is its own cottage industry? It's probably the only thing you've ever fucking contributed anywhere. You have given all kinds of people, like, well, not me because I'm not monetized, but anybody who's reviews you and is monetized, you've given them the ability to make money off your assholery. I mean, it's beautiful. I don't know why you keep saying she can't make content. Bitch, what do you think? Do you think filming yourself walking around with a staple gun and a stack of fucking papers that you feel entitled to staple gun onto a telephone pole? And while I'm here, let me just tell you this. Not that you'll give a fuck, because Betty doesn't care about anybody. Betty doesn't care about herself. How the fuck's she going to care about anybody else? But Betty, I couldn't care less if your idiot subs want to pay for, I don't care if they want to give you enough money to print a rainforest full of flyers for missing and or, other people you want to exploit. Have at it. But do you understand there's a reason that you cannot just go stapling shit onto an electrical pole? And I don't know the technicalities of it. But there's someone in my chat who does, and they explained it to me. So I'll just give the very tiny Cliff Notes version. And that is this. When a linesman, do you know what that is? That's someone that works for the power company. And when there's a problem, when, some bitch like you calls in, I don't have power, I'm going to sue you. You better have my power on in 5 minutes. Well, they have to send a lineman out to go and figure out what's going on, up where the power lines are. And do you realize that even one tiny remnant of metal in that pole from, say, I don't know, maybe some fucking whack job who thinks she has cases and a staple gun and a flyer who, just, and that's content. Content is filming yourself stapling flyers on electrical poles. Okay. I think what I do is far more entertaining content than anything you've ever done. But yeah, I was told, and this person would know because she actually worked with linemen in disaster areas. And just even a fragment of metal from something as small as a staple. Do you know that it could electrocute them? Because it's metal and there's electrical current. And I guarantee you, even if she was I don't know, as much as it's possible to educate her, which is not much because she knows everything and she's not that bright. So that's not a good combination. But yeah, she wouldn't give a fuck. But that is the truth.
Like, she doesn't even understand. Like, we're gonna be going for copyright after this. She hasn't quit stealing from me yet.
You understand, to make a copyright claim, it has to actually be copyrighted, idiot.
$70,000 is not going to last her. I can promise you that. And they can clip that, and her attorney can run to they're trying to tattle on me now, saying, "Oh my God, Betty said she's going to come here and file this." Yeah, you damn right. You damn right, because I have a right to protect myself.
You know how you could protect yourself? Just stop being such a fucking wretched, horrible bitch. Betty, just go about your very important business with your cases. Why don't you just do what you do, Betty? Why are you so fucking worried about everybody else? Oh, because you're jealous and hateful and insecure. Okay.
Period. That's what the law is there for.
Oh, yeah. And this right here, she is just a sage font of legal knowledge. Trust me. Read the Pelican Brief or A Time to Kill, and you'll get more legal knowledge than she has in her bleached head.
Cry a river, build a bridge.
Oh, God.
Good luck. Good luck. Our day, until this shit stops, I'll keep going.
What shit?
I'll keep going.
What? Betty doesn't like pushback. Betty thinks she's a dictator. Betty thinks that she runs things. Betty, you don't run jack shit. And you don't get to go around telling people what they get to talk about.
So thank you. Thank you for making it about. Thank you, guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. It gets me hot under the collar. Like, this is a man that.
What doesn't get you hot under the collar? First of all, bitch, I've never seen you wear a collar. Okay. So you don't have a collar to get hot under. It's clear that your arms have gotten hot At least I mean, I can't even imagine what it would be like to walk around this miserable. It's like she never, ever, she never has a nice thing to say about anybody else. She never seems happy. She's just miserable.
That raised this boy, and you literally stole his content while it was happening for profit.
I cannot keep listening to this. Should have. Oh, you stole the content. DHABC. Hi. Welcome. She doesn't want to mess with Tennessee. Well, I don't know. She's met judges in every other jurisdiction of the country, it seems. Hey, CC Ryder, how are you? Bluegrass Meadows. Oh, okay. Hold on. I need some clarification on this. Hold on. I'm sorry. So are a bully and so fucking rude. Your mama went wrong somewhere. You are creating and stirring drama. Is me or Betty? I just need clarification on that, please. And then I'll respond, because I don't want to respond if that's not directed at me. So let me just see if I can get clarification. And then I'm pretty sure I think I probably have a good handle, but I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but I might have to grammar police you a little bit. I don't know that screen name. I've never seen it before. Are you still here? Bluegrass Meadows, are you still here? Oh, Zen, your husband's a lineman? Yeah, it's very true. And you know what? I never knew. I never knew that, but I'm not like, I would never, I don't know. I'm not somebody who just goes up and like starts. Well, I don't carry flyers and I don't staple gun. But I don't know. I just have a respect for other people's property. Like, I don't go out in the world and just assume because I look at something that, oh yeah, yeah, that's mine. I can do what I want. I mean, that's just weird to me. Okay, I'm going to give you another minute or so here, Bluegrass, to see if you can clarify this for me. Hot under the collar. Bitch has never seen a collar. Betty, the only kind of collar you need is, well, attached to a leash. We know it's not white collar. All right. Oh my God. 41 minutes. Yeah, no. Let's look at some community posts. All right, we're going to get rid of this one. Thank you, sweet Jesus. All right, we're going to stop sharing that. And let's see what we got. Oh, let me unpin that comment. All right, well, Bluegrass, if you want to come back, in the event that that was, well, you know what? Since I don't know that person, I'm just going to assume that those comments were for Betty. And if not, and you want to come back and tell me about myself, well, please do. I'm not like Betty. Hell, I'll even give you a link. Oh, that could make it real interesting. Yeah, because I'm nothing like Betty in any way. But I don't block people. I mean, you got to do something really pretty heinous to get blocked here. Yeah, I'm happy to hear someone else's opinion. I have no problem with someone saying that to me. If that was, I don't think it was for me. I think it was for Betty, but in case it. Oh, it's Mac Candy Yum Yum is the color. But look, I've hit pan. So I have to use a damn, and I haven't worn that lipstick in ages. But for some reason today I was like, I want to wear Candy Yum Yum. And I got it out and I was like, well, damn, there's nothing left. So yeah, I've been putting it on with a brush. Okay. Oh, excuse me. All right. How about a community post? Shall we do that? Oh, God. Hold on. Go up to the top. Okay. Present, share screen. Oh my gosh, you guys. It's been 2 hours and 20 minutes. Time flies. Oh, I still need to go to the grocery store. I got to pick up a prescription. All right. Let's see. What do we have here? Oh my God. How adorable is that little girl? Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Can I tell you right now? There's nothing in this world, nothing tangible I can think of at the moment that's going to get me. Let's see. Let me guess. Is this Miami? Why is front row, baby? Betty, front row in these things. I don't know that translates. You were not front row because I watched that rally and I didn't see you there. Ooh, wow. Why is, I don't understand why you would post a picture that's all blurry and very poorly lit. It's very strange. Thought they don't do real life or dirty behind the scenes. Thanks for more evidence. Please keep sending me evidence for my lawsuit. Oh my God. I tell you what, it's beyond. Now I know it's a new judge in the case, but it is beyond high time. Oh, look, a new community post. Oh, no. Okay, first I was like, which one is she? And I really meant that, like, I wasn't sure at first. Oh my God. Look. Oh, look, Betty's got her suitcases with her. Oh, and look, is someone reading the Holy Bible? Oh, God bless you, Betty. Betty, do you need Jesus? Who needs Jesus? Betty needs Jesus. Had a great time. Tiny old me. Sweetie, there's nothing tiny about you. Nothing. Maybe your height. I don't know, but I'm significantly shorter than you. So somebody who's 5'2", most people probably do call that. Betty, you and the word tiny don't belong in the same sentence. So that's what's throwing me. But thank God you've got your Holy Bible here so you can pray while you're waiting. And obviously another very fashionably challenged man, I guess, next to you. Are these just some randos that you decided to hook up with, you and your Holy Bible? Do you have holy water? That's what you need. Or that's what they need, truthfully, is holy water. Wow. And let's talk about this outfit for a minute. Oh, goodness, Betty. What do we have on here? Black leggings? Ooh, I'm saying not crimes and fashion approved. Are these some type of like hiking boots? They're ugly as sin, whatever they are. But whatever. Like I've never seen anybody with a tan like that. Now I've seen plenty of farmers' tans, but I like from wrist forward all pale from wrist or top of forearm to there, tan, like chest. What I like, you know, she's not exactly a picture of self-care, is what I'm getting at. So, Betty, why not just go out on a limb? And while you're sitting there, I don't know, take off your flag shirt that you've got over your Trump shirt, because you're hiding the message. And you could maybe even out that mess of a farmer tan. Like, and what is she doing with her hand? Oh, is that a red Solo cup I see? I wonder, Betty, what are you indulging in? So, oh, I'm sure it's like San Pellegrino or, you know, something like that, right? Yeah. Let's read the comments. You look wonderful, Betty. Oh, Jesus. People are just jealous of you because you're so beautiful and knows what you're doing. Much love. Well, it's know what you're doing, not knows. People are just jealous of you because you're so beautiful. Well, I guess beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Might I suggest an eye exam, Miss Ruby Rainmaker? Might be in order. What else? Yeah, just Trump. Okay, whatever. Let's see. What else we got going on here? Oh my God, that little girl is so cute. Oh yes, that last crazy ass. Yeah. Oh, this is what, yeah. Quinn, you know what? Okay, what is this thing about animal control? I'm going to pop back over in the regular window, because I saw Cheesy Wheezy had a post. Hi, Veteran 13. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I saw Cheesy Wheezy had a post, community post. I think it was from yesterday. I saw it this morning. Oh yeah, I could definitely, yes, I could see that for sure. Or old Milwaukee. Apparently someone called animal control on Betty, but I don't know what that even means, because I mean, fortunately, I've never had to call animal control. So when do they actually come out? Like, if you call, I just know that at least where I live in Florida, but animal control, that's not the same thing as the shelter, right? I don't know. When I saw that, I was just having a hard time believing that they actually have enough staff. Like, do they actually come out? Like, if somebody calls, they truly go out to the address of the call-in and ask to see the animal? I mean, shit, it sounds like CPS. And that just shocks me, because I didn't think they had. I mean, I would think they would have to like triage the calls. Like, obviously, if somebody called and said, "Oh my God, I just saw this poor dog, and you know, it's chained up, it doesn't have water, it's outside, it's 98 degrees." I mean, something like that. But I don't know. It was just, I don't know. It was just surprising. And listen, I couldn't care less if she gets a fucking petting zoo, because Betty can't take care of Betty. Okay. She has to come on the internet and beg for money for everything she needs. I mean, down to the $60 steak she's going to have. Bitch, you would have to order 2 or 3 steaks at Longhorn to spend $60 on steak. at Longhorn. And you couldn't pass the dress code to get into a restaurant that sells a $60 cut. Listen, I don't condone anyone going real life on anyone in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I would never, ever, I would never attempt to touch this bitch's real life or anyone else's because I don't care enough about anybody on here to do that. I mean, I don't know where this disconnect comes in. Where, I don't know, maybe I do know that people who spend too much time on here, I think you do. I know that you do start getting very caught up in this shit, and you know, it's real world importance starts to get way overblown. So, and if you're talking about people who are already not completely, well balanced, maybe is I don't know, in a good place. We'll just say in a good place mentally. I would never do it, but I'm just saying I can see where. I mean, I read Cheesy's post, and while I absolutely do not condone anybody going real life on anyone in any way, shape, form, or fashion, here's what I am going to say. If you want to go around acting the whole ass, hateful ass clown like Betty does, look at all the things this woman has done. Whether it's, standing in front of people's houses, basically forcing them to come out and deal with her or deal with scared children, like in the Laundrie case, like she did with Brian Laundrie's sister, which was, oh my God, that was the most disgusting, foul shit. Quentin Simon case, Summer Wells case, all the things that she has done. And who is she? She's just a fucking weirdo loser from the internet who's LARPing. That's all she's doing. She is none of these things. I can call myself anything I want. I mean, let's just look at her community post at what she called all the things she calls herself. Let's just look. Victims' rights. Okay, I'll read it because it's pretty small. Okay, victim rights activist. Betty, it should be victims' rights act, unless there's only one victim that you're an activist for. It's victims' rights activist. Well, you know what? I guess I am too, because while I'm not going to go scream in anyone's yard and basically strong arm them into coming out and reckoning with me, if I stand up and say, well, my God, I think that Sebastian's grandfather, I've spoken out and said, I think it's disgusting what you did. He's an elderly man who has a missing grandchild. And you're a piece of shit for pulling up on him like that. You could have caused that man to have a heart attack. Who knows? You're damn lucky that he had a lot more self-control and restraint than you have, because that could have been real bad, Betty. I mean, are you that dense? I mean, especially living in Florida, we see shit like this all the time. Road rage. I mean, tell you what, you rolled up on that man. Nobody in their right mind is sitting at a red light and expect some crazy bitch to come flying up from behind them, get out of the car, and start screaming at him through the window. That, Betty, that could have gone real bad for you. And I dare say they might have been, well, depending on the circumstances, they probably would have been well within their rights. So you might want to think about that. So there you go. I think I just proved that I'm a victim, in my case, victim rights activist, because I think I just advocated for Sebastian's grandfather. Oh, there you go. / advocate. Well, I think I just did both. Oh, I am definitely not a social media influencer. Nope. And you're not either. What exactly are you influencing? Hair care products? Fashion? Makeup? What? Hooked on phonics? Yeah, no. Nope. We cover cases and help in the search of those missing and or presumed dead. We fly all over the country. No, you drive. I've seen you fly a few times. Please review our past cases. You don't have cases. And then she names all these people. We work hard. Oh, at what? And put our life. See, you don't even fucking care enough to make sure that your one giant run-on paragraph, which I'm assuming should have been, well, first of all, you indent a paragraph, okay? 5 spaces to be exact, but just push the little tab key. So this, I'm assuming she thought she was doing 2 paragraphs and then a sentence at the bottom. Yeah, you're just a fucking LARPer is all you are. That's all you are. You're in before the internet, you'd have been fucking panhandling in a median somewhere. You just don't have to do that anymore. Thanks to the internet. Oh, absolutely. I'm telling you that could have gone so bad for her, pulling up on that man like that. Who in their right mind does that? I just, and listen, I don't care what that dumb bitch does. But I mean, there's just no, unless somebody had one of my family members held captive in their car. That's the only reason I'm getting out of my car at an intersection or anywhere else for that matter. That is just the most insane thing. And the thing is, you just don't know people. You don't know what. But hey, Betty, you just keep doing you, because look, my God, you're so successful and you look fantastic. So, I mean, God, obviously you're doing something right. So just keep on keeping on, girl. Oh, goodness. Nico Japcat. Hello, how are you? Oh, well, I'm glad you were able to pop in. Unfortunately, I'm just getting ready to dip out. And no, it wasn't anything you said. Don't worry. I'm just kidding. No, I'm actually wow, it's been almost 3 hours, you guys. I guess this was like riding a bike. You know what's funny? Um I was I don't know. I've been sitting back thinking to myself, God, I don't I'm really not even watching that much YouTube, you guys. I'm really not. I'm still I don't know. I it really was kind of like a I didn't know. I, I guess I I really do. I just like to come in here and talk. That's all. I don't want your money. I'm not trying to like I don't have any delusions that I'm not going to be a world famous YouTuber or social media influencer. No. Oh, I just like to talk. But honestly, you guys, just I'm sorry. My voice is about giving out too. But being able to step away from it for a month, what I thought was 6 weeks, felt like 6 weeks, felt like 6 years. But just being able to to step away from it. I really am. I said to myself before I came in here, I was like, "So, can you keep having a channel if you don't actually ever watch YouTube again? You just go in there and talk?" And I swear I think that's what I'm going to do. Because it's just so much of it is so negative and it just I mean, so many of the people that are like the topic of the day or the week or the month, all they do is piss me off. It all disgusts me. So having gotten so far away from watching it, I don't miss it. I don't. I would much rather go out there and watch, I don't know, one of the 150 movies I have in my queue. And that's only on my TV. That's not counting Netflix, Prime, Apple. By the way, fabulous TV suggestion. If you are not watching this, you need to be. It's on Apple. It is Presumed Innocent with Jake Gyllenhaal and oh God, what's her name? Oh, I'll look it up. Anyway, she's fantastic. He's fantastic. Presumed Innocent. It is a remake of the old Harrison Ford movie, which was excuse me, which was based off of the novel by Scott Turow, which I read 100 years ago. It's a fantastic story. I wasn't going to watch it because I thought, you know what? I've seen the original. I don't need to watch that again. But one night when I was up and I was so sick and it was like 4 o'clock in the morning and I was just, oh God, I need something to watch. And for whatever reason, I just decided, oh, fuck it, I'll try it. And I ended up binging 4 episodes in a row. It's really good. Watch it. Oh, okay, Blue Jeans. That's, I really think that's what and it may not work, but I'm telling you, I just really do not have. This is all I really care about is just coming in here and talking to you guys. It gives me something to do. I get to wear my clothes and it gives my husband a break. And I like to make people laugh. If I can do that, especially at some scumbag's expense, well, that's even better. But it's like I'm telling you, there's not one thing. I literally have picked up after a month's absence. I have picked up in about 2 days. Now I know there was a lot of crazy shit with Betty in the interim, and I was trying to catch QB and I were, she was gonna try and get me up to speed, but when she was available, I wasn't, and vice versa. So that never happened. So I don't know. I got the Cliff Notes version, okay? But it's just more of the same. That's all it is. And I just truly, this place brings nothing to my life. It really doesn't. Except this is the part that I like. This is all I care about. I don't care about anything else. So as long as I can come in here and I can just blah, 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 and anybody wants to listen, then that's a win-win. Anybody who knows me, y'all know I have never tried very hard at this. And there's more than one reason for that. But the main reason is none of this shit. It is none of this, nothing here and no one here could possibly be worth the mental toll that this place would take to have to. I cannot be embroiled in so much disgusting, nasty behavior, nasty fucking people. Like, ooh, like, no. If this is my real life is not like this, truly stepping away from this for a month. And listen, I step away all the time. You guys know that. It's nothing for me to not be on here for a week. But it really, it brings this and talking to you. That is the only upside to all of this for me. Other than that, it's just a lot of aggravation. And it's like watching people like Betty, it just pisses me off. And the only way I can do it is like this cold reaction with you guys, because then yes, it pisses me off, but at least I get to like try and entertain you in the process. Oh, Nico Cat. Well, I'm glad you stopped by too. Listen, I'll be here running my yapper as long as people want to. Oh God. Yes. Jerry show. Yeah. I call this a human carnival. And basically the subsection of the carnival, the freak show. Except those people were much nicer. Oh God. Oh, sciatic nerve. But yeah, it was so funny because I just kept saying that to myself. I was like, well, I just want to talk. And that's what I told my husband. He's like, you're going back chaos with Kesha. Well, hey, how are you? I like that name. Welcome. I was saying to my husband's like, are you sure you want to go back? And I was like, no. And I said the exact same thing to him. I was like, all I care about is I just like to talk. That's all. I just like to make people laugh, and I like to talk. That's all I care about doing. Which means, listen, it may not look like it, but that in itself is a strategy. I try and be, I hope that I can be the person that I don't expect everybody to like me. That would be a problem. But hopefully people know, like, here would be my sweet spot. I come in here and I talk about whatever, but at the end of the day, everybody knows, oh, well, fuck, you don't need to worry about her because she didn't give a shit about this place. And she barely has any subs and she's not monetized. So I'm not trying to get in. I'm not trying to take your shekels. No. So, oh God. Well, kids, I got to go to the grocery store. And I wonder if it's still raining. Oh yeah, it's still shitty looking out. Oh yeah, do you guys? Well, it's kind of dark, but these pants used to be Well, I won't say significantly tighter, but they were definitely much more snug than they are now. Well, what's today? Thursday? Today Thursday? Yes. Oh, thank you, Pink Stripe. That's sweet. I don't know if I'll be around. I might come back this weekend. It'll just depend on what's going on and how I'm feeling much better, but it still takes me a little longer. The mornings are what are still kind of tough, but they're, oh my god, they're 95% better than they were. All right, kids. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm so glad I got to see everybody, and don't worry, I'm going to be around. I'm going to, this place has a way of, once it grabs a hold of you, it's hard to put it down, but I highly recommend a sabbatical. I used to take those all the time anyway, but I don't know if I was ever gone for a month. Oh, well, except when I blew up my first channel. Hey, Glenda, thank you so much. That's so sweet. All right, y'all. Be good out there. Be safe. And I will see you. Well, I don't think I have a lot going on next week. Oh, I've got a birthday party on Sunday. Well, I'll come back Friday or Saturday, maybe Saturday. And thank you all so much again for everybody who reached out to me. I truly appreciate it, and I apologize that it took me so long to respond, but y'all, when I tell you that I was so deathly ill, please believe me. I would have loved to have been able to respond sooner. But I think I'm finally caught up with all the emails. Hey, Kavie. Did I say hi? Were you here earlier? You were. Yes, you were. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. And I will see you all very soon. Be safe and have a good day. Bye, pussycats.